All right, let's talk about painting your bedroom. If you would rather use wallpaper, you could, or if you come up with shiplap or some other. The problem with those sometimes is it does linear feet, which is a little different, but if you can get it to square feet, great. Okay, so you're going to measure using fractions of feet for your bedroom. If it's an exact foot, like 9 feet, add at least an inch, so it's a mixed number. Again, I suggest adding 6 inches to make it 9.5. Makes it easier to work with. If the room is a complex shape, you can measure the 4 main walls. And I know some of you have slanted ceilings. If that's the case, and one's at 4 feet and another's at 8 feet, just split the difference. Halfway, the average of 4 and 8 would be 6, and then add a fraction. You can ignore closets, windows, doors if you want. If you want to make it more complex, that's fine. You'll just have to explain that to me. Okay, so let's say we've got the square bedroom. It is 8 feet by 9.5 feet, we'll say. So we can't just use 8 feet, so we'll use 8 feet. Let's say 8 feet 4 inches, so that's 8 1/3 feet. Okay, the height of the wall. The height of the wall is usually 8 feet. Let's say my room was 8 feet, so I'm going to say I don't want to use 1/3 since I have over there, let's say 8 1/4. You will actually measure yours. My wall length, if I look over here at my drawing, was 9.5. Okay, so the area, we would do 8 1/4 times 9.5. It does say show your work on the back down below. So right now I'm going to label it wall 1. Change to mixed numbers. See if I can reduce. I can't. Uh-oh, 33 times 19. We got a big one. Gotta work that off to the side. You must show your work to get credit. So 627 over 8. See how many 8s fit into 627. Divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it on down, bring it on back. Divide, multiply, subtract. 78 and 3/8. I could check this with a calculator. I could also look over here and see 8 times 9 is 72. So it's going to be a little bigger than 72. That makes sense. Okay, notice my wall 1 is the same as my wall 3 over here, right? The top's 9.5, the bottom's 9.5. Okay, so now we need to do the sides. The sides I said were 8 1/3. Okay, so now we need to multiply 8 1/3 times 8 1/4. And this is wall 2 and 4. Up here I should say wall 1 and 3. Remember, you must change them to mixed fractions. Okay, try to simplify. Oh, look, we can simplify. This makes our life a lot easier. Smaller numbers, love it. 3 and 33, divide them both by 11. I really simplified things. So now I only have to do 25 times 11 off to the side, which is super easy to do. Oh, I'm out of room. Sorry, guys. It's 275. I should show it. You would show it better than that, I know. All right, so now I have to divide, change that back to an improper fraction, back to a mixed number. Divide, multiply, whoops. Multiply and subtract. Bring it on down, bring it on back. Divide, multiply, subtract, that's my remainder, 68 3/4. This wall should be a little bit smaller than my other walls. Okay, so now the total area with the mixed fraction. So now I got 4 walls. So what I can do is I can add all 4, the area of all 4. Or I could add the 2 and then multiply by 2. Add wall 1 and wall 2 and multiply by 2 because it's going to just be that doubled. So that's actually what I'm going to do. 78 3/8 plus 68 3/4. 78 3/8 plus 64 3/4. Okay, now we can add whole numbers and add fractions. 3/8 is the same as 3/8. 3/4 is the same as 6/8. So that's 9/8. Remember how we did that earlier in the year? Of course you do. Okay, then 68 plus 78 plus 64. 142 and 9/8. Well, we got to change 9/8 to 1 1/8. So my answer is 143 1/8. Okay, so 2 walls are 143 1/8. If 2 walls are 143 1/8, we're going to double that, right? So the other 2 walls are also 143 1/8. So let's add those 2. So I have 2/8, which is 1/4, 286th, and 1/4. Okay, so I gotta make sure my answer makes sense. 286 square feet, about 286. That means each wall was about 70. Looking back at my numbers, that looks good. All right, on to our next step, which is how much paint. So let's say I'm going to Menards and I'm getting their Pittsburgh Premium, I can't even remember the name, smoke gray, some fancy color like that. Brands usually say on there, especially if you're checking online, it'll say how much 1 gallon covers. We're doing gallons. If you do quarts, you're going to have to convert that to gallons. But 1 gallon, 300 square feet usually. I'll say like 300 to 400. Some use 300 just for mine. So let's use, say, 200 square feet for mine, each paint specific. So how many gallons will I need to paint my room? Well, if the total area is 286, 200 is not quite enough. I'd need 2 gallons to cover 400 square feet. The paint cost per gallon, this paint was $34.99. So the total paint cost, I'm going to do $34.99 times 2. Or I could add it. Repeated addition is multiplication. $69.98. Okay, now for my sales tax, I'm taking that times 0.07. And of course you would do this on the back, nice and organized. 69.98 times 0.07. Move in the decimal 4 times. Then rounding to the nearest penny. So $4.90. Okay, we want to make sure that makes sense. We know it's less than $7. If we had $100 in paints, it'd be $7. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now I need to add that $69.98 and $4.90. I am not going, it's okay that they're already rounded. You don't have to back up. $74.88 would be the total cost for my paint. Okay, that was a quick version. It will probably take you longer in how to do your bedroom painting worksheet. Keep it organized, much better than mine looks. Show your work, nice and organized. Good luck with this.